Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Blu-rayDave back with another video. And if you guys saw my community post last night, um, I was just, again, my nostalgia kicks in for whatever specific thing that I'm, rewatching and all. I guess this one did a real number on me, obviously in a good way, guys, right? One of these biggest franchises that's in Disney, it still plays a very big part in my life. Like, ever since the first movie came out, early 2006, like, I was there. I want to say I was there for all of them, but of course, I was unaware of number three that was being a theatrical release. Um, yeah, um, I'm talking about my love and personal experience with the High School Musical trilogy. Only the originals, okay? Not the Disney Plus series. I know I'm gonna have to watch that at some point. I have to torture myself again with another crappy reboot. Yeah, this series was pretty much like, kind of like definitive Disney Channel back then, right, guys? Like, sure, you had all your classics. You had That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, Corey in the House, but it's these movies, like, I love how this franchise is so self-isolated. Like, okay, most of the Disney Channel original movies that come out, right, like, they're mostly self-isolated, but if they had to make one that's continuation and canon to a series, like, you got Sweet Life, Hannah Montana, Go Like Charlie, like, those are canon, right? But something about these, like, oh my gosh. Did anybody else thought about this, about Disney Channel shows and the movies? Did everybody thought that everything was canon? Of course, with the shows and still continuing forward, like, everything is canon, right? But, like, as soon as, like, it's like after you watch High School Musical, like, some of the High School Musical cast, they pop up in different shows, like, oh my gosh, I'm like, is this real? Like, are these characters going by different, like, aliases or whatever? Oh my gosh. And this dude, yep, Troy Bolton, yep, this is my official, uh, I guess, kindergarten school folder. Man, I'm pretty sure any dude who watched the movies wanted to be him. Like, oh my gosh, guys. I'm so surprised that I don't have any of the CDs, right? Like, the songs are killer. They are awesome, guys. Like, oh my gosh. I would have loved to go see one of their concerts back in '07. Henceforth, we got the concert. I own this digitally now, too. It's not on Disney Plus yet, guys. Yeah, like, as a little kid, I wanted to be Troy Bolton. I wanted to be the basketball guy, right? And I think we could all agree that the best song of 2006 is We're All in This Together, because it was such a huge deal. Like, back when I went to school, like, again, kindergarten, there was a show that happened. I don't know if it was like a talent show, but as soon as that song started to play, like, oh my gosh, like, you're in for it, right? Like, you want to sing to it, right? Um, and of course, I know there's a lot of fangirls that are into this series too. I'm not saying that this series is not for dudes too. Like, again, if you want to be Troy Bolton, like, that's awesome. But to any of those fangirls who are who are into this franchise, let me know in the comments. How old were you when the first movie came out? Oh man. And I want to talk about a little bit of a spin-off that is kind of canon to the series. I think of it as like a High School Musical multiverse, and that goes to Jump In. I mean, that movie has a lot of, like, High School Musical connections, right? Even though Corbin Blue, he plays a totally different character in there, but he feels the same, right? Like, of course, he's a boxer in that one. And what the franchise here, the High School Musical trilogy and Jump In, have something, like, in common is that like sure, sometimes it's the parents in the movies that like they kind of force these I guess traditions, if you will, their likes, their interests into their kids, and like they expect them to like keep playing these games or whatever, go to these events, go to these colleges, but then like with Troy Bolton and like Corbin Blue's character and Jump In, like um, of course they were doing that stuff to make their parents happy, but they wanted to do something different too. I remember after Jump In, I wanted to double dutch. I remember my mom and I, we went to our local Kmart. Yes, those are still a thing back in the day in '07. I bought my first jump rope, and the sad part is that I had nobody else to double dutch with me. Uh, sure, I had my family, but I don't think I would want to put them at that kind of, I don't want to say risk, but like if they hurt themselves or whatever. Like, yeah, I want to do this with friends. Oh man. But this also sparks another interest in me, that like with High School Musical, with something that I kind of regretted not doing in high school. But I want to make a separate video on this, but I'm gonna be vague about this for a bit. Um, I was, this isn't bragging rights, guys, right? I've talked about this brief moments on the channel here, but I was really good at basketball. Seriously, that was like my all-time favorite sport. Like, I knew what I was doing. I knew my crap. Like, 2014, 2015, I had practices, and uh, I've made some friends, like, with the coaches along the way. Like, even, like, when I went back to public school in ninth grade, I recognized some of them, like, hey, do you guys remember, like, teaching me basketball, like, a couple of summers back? Like, oh my gosh. And I'm happy to say that I'm still best friends with them to this day. Like, I still stay connected with them. Um, of course, social media wise, I don't talk to them as much, but still, like, I consider them to be my best friends. Um, and I'm pretty sure every little kid thought of this when this movie came out. For any of you who've seen the movies, did any of you thought like high school was gonna be a musical? Like, oh my gosh. Um, of course, when you get older, you find out the harsh truth that that doesn't happen. This is reality. This is real life, right? But I could have been the Troy Bolton in my high school if I would have played basketball there. Like, I and I've said this to people close to me. Like, I did not want to go out like that. Like, sure, I want to be famous for something good, right? Like Balin, right? But I don't think I would want to stick to basketball for the rest of my life, because if I would have committed to basketball, um, I would be in college right now, guys. I'd be playing college basketball, right? Like, still, I was pretty good at it. And of course, over the years, you do see some of the High School Musical actors and actresses come back in other roles. Of course, I refuse to watch. But there are a couple exceptions to this. But like, I refuse to watch anything else that Zac Efron has done after High School Musical. Um, he has played a lot of adult roles. Um, like, doesn't it get boring? Doesn't it get boring? Like, the same with Ryan Reynolds. Like, he's been a comedy actor, right? But he wants to do something serious. Like, he gets sick of the comedy. Like, I get that you want to make a change, but there's nothing wrong with keeping an even balance, right? Like, recently when I watched Firestarter, I thought Zac Efron killed it as playing as like the dad. Um, but yeah, and to find out, like, the cool fact that Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens were a real life couple back in the day. Holy crap! Like, those two were literally the powerhouse couple of this franchise. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna see this coming, and I'm pretty sure every dude had this feeling when it came to the movies. Yes, Vanessa Hudgens, still to this day, is still my celebrity crush. Like, oh my gosh, what I would give to take her out on a date. Seriously, guys. Haha, you can make fun of me all you want, but like I said, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of dudes back in the day who had crushes on her, because, like, can you blame us? Like, what's going on? Size. I don't know what's going on with the video here. I just got a notification. Still, can you blame us? Like, she's really cute, seriously. And, both of those characters did something in those movies that even as a 5-year-old, I still wish I can have to this day. Okay, sorry about that before I got so really interrupted by my storage. Oh my gosh. Right, so the point that I was getting back to was that, what Zach and Vanessa did, both like in real life and in the movies, is that like they've been doing something I've always wanted, was I guess the perfect relationship. Like, I want to have what they had, right? Like, the chemistry is just, oh, it's just so unbelievable. Like, it makes me speechless most times, yeah. I think I have said this before in the review of this 3-pack. As much as, like, number 2 is a classic to the series, it's not really the best one for me, and I like it the least. But it's one of those rare guilty pleasure movies that I like. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you High School Musical fans are shocked to hear this. Like, I can't believe this. Like, how can you say that about High School Musical 2? It's just, I can't, guys. Like, they made it all about Sharpay. And you think with number 3, she would have learned her lesson from the last one, but, like, no. Number 2 is just so annoying because of her. And I remember I noticed some scenes on the DVD release, like some scenes I have not seen. Of course, this is the extended cut of number 2. Like, Disney, you couldn't have spared more footage for TV. I'm pretty sure, like, everybody, including the kids, would have loved it, you know? And, of course, all of the original ones are on Blu-ray. Like, yeah. I do not count Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure as canon to the High School Musical franchise. It just seems out of place. Like, why couldn't we have gotten a standalone film, still part of the High School Musical canon, about Troy and Gabriella, right? And that this year is the 15th anniversary of number 3, like, since the original, the OG franchise has ended. Like, apparently they're in couples therapy, according to the Disney Plus series. And, like, Corbin Bleu, like, he kills it with his singing. Like, and I remember with Vanessa Hudgens, she released a music video long time ago, again, when this franchise was pretty popular, and I was just like, she's so cute. And of course, I do not like Sharpay's brother Ryan either, because even the director has made some obvious comments about his character, like, oh, yeah, that's still not age appropriate, man. What you did to his character. That is what I would consider character assassination, right, guys? It's only 4 out of 6 of the characters that I cared about. Again, Troy, Gabriella, Chad, and Monique Coleman. I forgot her name. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure it'll come back to me. Yeah, this franchise, again, it means so much to me, guys, because, again, it was part of my childhood, you know? Like, this doesn't have to be just for teenagers, right? Like, again, young kids like myself back in the day, we little kids can still enjoy it, right? Like, good stuff. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of musicals, but this took the cake. Like, the beautiful piece of cake that we needed for musicals, right? Um, And of course, 4 years later, I'm still hesitant about the new series because I know it will never, ever, ever live up to the original series that was the original trilogy of High School Musical. I highly doubt that she's going to watch this video, but I just want to say this personally from the bottom of my heart. Vanessa Hudgens, if you ever see this, just know that, yes, I still have a big crush on you. I guess technically still have feelings for you ever since I was 5. And if you're ever interested, like if you're still like on the market in the future, let me do the honors by taking you out on a date. Because even as a 5-year-old, I would have like loved to take her out on a date years ago, like after the movie. Like, man, seriously, guys, I am not embarrassed to admit this. Like, because come on, we all have our celebrity crushes, right? Of course, I don't idolize her every day, guys, because obviously, number one, that's wrong. But two, I got other priorities. But when the opportunity presents itself in the future, maybe. We'll see. It looks like my camera's about to act up again, so we'll give this a second here. Alright, sorry about that again, guys. This will be the last time. But yeah, in conclusion, guys, High School Musical, the original series, will always remain a special treasure in my heart. Because, again, when I watch these movies, especially the first one, instant nostalgia, instant classic. I remember being 5 years old, me and my siblings and my dad, we watched on Disney Channel for the first time, and good memories. What I would give to be in that original trilogy if, of course, if Disney was aware of me back in the day, be like, hey kid, would you like to be part of this? Or like maybe, I don't know, if they would have had some sweepstakes back in the day, hypothetically speaking, that would have been awesome. But like I said, I'll make sure to make a separate video on why I didn't choose basketball as a career. I wanted to keep it very vague in this episode, so let me know in the comments, guys. Again, how old were you guys when the first High School Musical came out? And I guess how old were you when number 3 came out? If they were to make a High School Musical 4, they better not make it woke, okay? Remember, you go woke, you go broke. You can't add that political agenda crap in your products, okay? That is just a big no-no, okay? We want to catch up with the last 15 years on how our original 6 cast members have been doing. And no, Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure does not count because it's only Sharpay. Like, no. Alright, again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for bye. May the Lord be with you guys. Always up, guys. Peace out, guys. Remember, once a wildcat, always a wildcat. Alright, you guys have a good night. Bye, guys.